And welcome back to the post-game show. What a night it was over at the Dunk. 90-59, the final largest margin of victory ever by PC over a nationally ranked team. And it was over Rick Pitino. We now bring in Vin Parisi, who's down at the game. Vin, what a night it was for the PC Friars.
Unbelievable, Joe. And I'll tell you, there's not going to be many box scores that Ed Cooley looks at that are going to be better than tonight. Every single time you check the stats tonight, the Friars were shooting over 50% from the field, over 60% from downtown, shooting the three ball. Every time you check Louisville's stats, they were in the high 30s from the field and under 20% for threes. And we talked about that. They defended the three-point ball tonight. Conversely, we talked about Bryce Cotton shooting it well. It stretched the defense, and Ed Cooley finally got that front line baseline production out of Kadeem Batts he's been looking for.
Yeah, you call that in the pregame show. You said Bryce Cotton, if they were going to win or play well tonight, they had to have production out of Bryce Cotton. He really was just absolutely on fire, from shooting threes to taking it. For everything he did, he was good at tonight.
He was, and you know, but the funny thing is, and this is the way Big East basketball goes, is the three-point shot is the great equalizer in college basketball. There was 1 point late second half. It was a 26-point lead. And the Friars only had 6 more field goals than Louisville, as bad as Louisville was playing and as good as PC was playing. But what was the difference? At that point in the game, the Friars had 9 threes, mostly from Cotton, and the Louisville Cardinals only had 2 3-pointers. So you're going to see here, I don't think we're going to see the Louisville Cardinals ranked in the top 25 too much longer moving forward. They've gotten the most out of this group through Pitino's coaching. When Russ Smith and Kyle Kirk aren't shooting the ball well, they struggle from the perimeter. But in terms of the Friars, when Bryce Cotton shoots it like this and they could get out and handle the pressure, I thought handling the pressure, Joe, was another huge thing. Only 11 turnovers for the game. Good cohesive unit tonight on the floor at the Dunk.
Yeah, let's go to Kadeem Batts. You mentioned him. He hasn't really done much this year, but he really played well tonight, and he's the big man that they really need.
Absolutely. And listen, you go back to November and December, even when PC was playing well in their non-conference games, when they were getting the shot blocking out of Kofani, when they were getting some contributions from Dixon down low, Ed Cooley kept telling me, listen, we're a little thin up front. We're too perimeter oriented. I need some more help along the baseline. I'm looking forward to when Kadeem Batts gets back. And I'll tell you what, Kadeem Batts is back indeed, and this should be a huge game for his confidence, and it should be a huge game for the team's total offense moving forward, because now at least you could have some inside-outside actions. But good job by Kadeem finishing when the guards got inside tonight.
What can a win like this do for the Friars, who were in desperate need of a Big East victory?
Well, I think they were in desperate need of confidence as well. And anytime you're going on the road to play Syracuse at the Carrier Dome, I don't care if they're ranked #1 in the country or if they're not even top 25. We know over the years in Big East play that that is a beast indeed. Anytime you go play Boeheim on the road. So as you move forward, the next couple of weeks, the rest of January for PC's schedule is brutal. So getting this confidence, and what a memorable first Big East win for Ed Cooley.
Gerard Coleman did not play with a bruised back, and who would have thought that they would have played this well without one of their top players?
That's right, absolutely. You and I were saying that before. I think any Friar fan coming into tonight would be very nervous about one of the 3 C's being out of the basketball game. I do think, though, that this is not that serious of an injury. Hopefully that with a bruised back and with some bruised bones, with a couple extra days of treatment, some time in the training room, you can move forward. Hopefully Coleman gets back in the mix, but a big, big win for the Friars tonight indeed.
One player that did step up in his place was the freshman, Dante Gente. Now, this was a kid we talked about earlier, and he really played well tonight with 14 points, and the kid's only a freshman.
There's no question, and Ed Cooley loves Dante Gente, and you know, we talked with Henton and Cooley yesterday, and Cooley is expecting a lot out of this young man, even though he's only a freshman, and has really been challenging him lately. Hey, listen, step up. You have a chance to be all Big East rookie. Don't worry about that freshman talk anymore. I need you to produce on this basketball team. And then you look tonight, and Henton scores the first 9 points for the Friars. He's going to be a guy that Friar fans love watching the next few years.
And real quickly, one other note. I was just kind of looking down at my notes, and Louisville's now 1-3 in Big East play, and PC's right next to him at 1-4. So it's kind of weird, isn't it?
It is weird, but I'll tell you what, and You look the last couple of weeks, Louisville has been getting a lot of grief in the national media about were they truly a top 5 team, were they truly a top 10 team. Now people are going to be wondering if they're a top 25 team. I think it just shows you when, and not to take anything away from the Louisville players, but when Russ Smith and Kyle Couric, these are guys that are not premier players like we're seeing at the top of the Big East. These guys would be role players on some of Rick Pitino's past teams. You just sees how far the Cardinals always get by year in and year out with Pitino's coaching. But Louisville needs some players for sure, but still, going against Pitino's press like this and to come out like this after that tough loss for Seton Hall, take nothing away from Cooley's Friars, a big-time win for PC.
All right, he's Vin Parisi. Vin, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, coming up, we'll hand out the hardware for the players of the game as well as offensive and defensive plays of the game. Stick around. We still have much more to come on this edition of the postgame show.